Terre Haute native Richard Goodall has been enjoying national fame as a contestant on America's Got Talent. Last week, he sang on the show in California. Today, he returned to work, and as Dana Winkelpleck tells us, he received a warm welcome.
Richard, once just a janitor, revealed the heavy story behind his sudden rise to fame and his hidden singing talent. His days were long and grueling, yet he clung to a melody that promised more than just echoes in empty corridors. When he bravely stepped onto the stage at a local singing contest, his powerful voice not only silenced the crowd, but also shattered his old life, catapulting him into the spotlight. Tune in to discover how the weight of his newfound fame and the secrets of his journey challenge everything we thought we knew about Richard Goodall. A small-town janitor's journey to stardom. Richard, a janitor from a small town in Indiana, always dreamed of singing on a big stage. Even though his days were filled with hard work and long hours, he held on to a small hope that kept his dreams alive. Like the main character in a story who faces many challenges, his love for music stayed strong. His deep, rich voice often echoed through the school hallways where he worked, and it wasn't long before students and teachers noticed. They encouraged him to keep going, giving him the courage to believe he could share his talent with more than just the school. But he didn't know that one moment would soon change everything, and the world was about to hear his voice. With the support of his school, he decided to enter a local singing competition. It was scary, and he knew there would be tough moments ahead, but he was ready to face whatever came. On the day of the competition, he stepped onto the stage, the lights bright and the audience huge. When he started singing, the whole room went quiet, drawn in by the janitor with a voice that touched the heart. He didn't just win the competition, he won over everyone who listened, proving that he wasn't just the janitor anymore. He was a man who followed his dreams and shared his gift with the world. But that wasn't the most surprising part. After his performance, his life began to change in ways he hadn't imagined. His story spread far beyond the small town, inspiring many people who saw that true talent and strength can come from the most unexpected places. His journey showed that being a hero doesn't mean having money or fame. It's about having the heart to chase your dreams, no matter where you start. His story is one of hope, courage, and the power of music. It reminds us all that, like the heroes in old stories, real strength isn't about awards or titles. It's about having the bravery to follow your heart and your dreams. In William Shakespeare's stories, characters often show us that even people who start out with little can achieve great things. He is one of those people. He began his life as a janitor, but he didn't just stick to cleaning. He became known for his amazing singing voice, his kind heart, and his inspiring life. Like the heroes in Shakespeare's tales, he showed that anyone, no matter where they start, can rise to greatness. His songs won't just be remembered for the music, but also for the story behind them, one of hard work, dreams, and reaching for something bigger. He lived a simple life, but he carried an incredible gift with him, a voice that could touch the hearts of those who heard it. Much like a character in a play, he was destined for something more than the ordinary. For a long time, his talent was hidden, only heard by a few people who happened to hear him singing as he went about his work. His voice echoed through the school halls where he worked, but it hadn't yet reached beyond them. With their support, he started to believe in himself more. Before, he had been unsure, but now, thanks to the love and encouragement from his town, his doubts began to fade. Their faith in him was the push he needed to dream bigger. Every hero has a turning point, and for him, it was the decision to audition for America's Got Talent. The people of Terre Haute stood by him, just like the characters in Shakespeare's stories who cheer on their hometown heroes. On the day of the audition, he stood under the bright lights of the America's Got Talent stage, far from the familiar hallways of his school. Though it looked like he was alone, he wasn't. The support from Terre Haute surrounded him, giving him strength. Every note he sang was powered by the love and belief of his town. Their faith was like a shield, protecting him from fear and doubt. Richard's big moment was just the start. What would come next for him and his town? Richard and the town that cheered him on. When he finished his performance, the crowd stood up and cheered. This moment wasn't just a win for him, it was a win for the entire town of Terreau. It felt like the end of a Shakespearean play where the hero is celebrated and joy spreads through the crowd. Terreau had believed in him from the start, and now they could all share in his victory. But the journey wasn't over. His story, much like the timeless tales of Shakespeare, shows us how important community is. It was the love and belief of his town that helped him through every challenge. Terreau's support didn't just help him reach his dream, it became a part of his story. Together, they showed how powerful a supportive community can be, and how much joy comes from shared success. In the end, his journey wasn't just his own, it was a journey shared with everyone in Terreau. His story wasn't just about him, it reflected the lives of many others in his community, a place full of hope and kindness. Even though he was a janitor, he carried a big dream inside him. Every day, while doing his job, he held on to the hope of one day becoming a singer. It was almost like he was a hidden hero in one of Shakespeare's plays, someone destined for greatness that no one else could see. Despite facing many setbacks, he never gave up on his love for singing. It always felt like his chance was just out of reach, but that didn't stop him. He kept humming tunes while he worked, and sometimes the kids at the school would hear him. They probably didn't realize how talented he really was. There were times when he wondered if his dream would ever come true. It seemed like a story from a play where fate had the final say. But then, slowly, people began to notice his singing. Word spread about the singing janitor, and soon he was at a big turning point in his life. The opportunity to audition for America's Got Talent came his way. Nervous but determined, he decided to go for it. His journey was starting to feel like that of a Shakespearean hero facing a great challenge. With uncertainty ahead, but hope in his heart, he stepped forward. He believed this could finally be his moment. As he stood on that big stage, the bright lights changed everything. No longer was he in a quiet school hallway. This was the place where dreams come true. The audience waited eagerly, curious to see what this modest man would do. Then he began to sing. His voice, full of emotion and power, filled the theater. Each note told part of his story, how he had gone from being unnoticed to finally stepping into the light. When his final note faded away, the crowd burst into applause. He, who had once been just a janitor, had now won over the hearts of millions. What once seemed impossible was now real, like the dramatic victory of a Shakespearean hero. His journey, which started in Terre Haute, Indiana, showed that even the most ordinary life could lead to extraordinary things. His time on America's Got Talent wasn't just about fame. It was a reminder of how important it is to keep believing in your dreams and to take the chance when it comes. But this wasn't the end of the story. After his success, his life didn't suddenly turn into the glamorous one people might expect from a reality show winner. His path took some unexpected turns, but they were very real. His story shows that dreaming big can lead to amazing things, even for someone with the simplest start. He didn't have the option to go to college, so he took a job as a janitor. He didn't mind it too much since it provided a steady income. He worked at Chanty Rose Middle School, which was just a short walk from where he grew up. For 23 years, he took pride in keeping the school clean and safe for everyone. Although this wasn't the career he dreamed of when he was younger, he still found a sense of purpose in what he did. Even as he went about his work, his love for music never went away. He would often sing while sweeping the floors or cleaning the halls, and his voice would echo through the empty classrooms. Both the students and staff noticed, and they enjoyed hearing him sing. It made the school feel a little more cheerful, and soon enough, he earned the nickname, the Singing Janitor. He wasn't just good, his voice truly stood out. During special events like the Veterans Day celebration, he performed songs like God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood, and his singing moved everyone. The school community loved him and affectionately called him Mr. Richard. The teachers often talked about how talented he was, impressed by his natural ability. In 2022, during one school event, he chose to sing Don't Stop Believing by Journey, a song that meant a lot to him. A teaching assistant recorded his performance and casually posted it on TikTok, not expecting much. But to everyone's surprise, the video went viral, gathering over 1 million views by the end of the weekend. People from all over praised his heartfelt singing. Even Steve Perry from Journey noticed. The video's popularity reached the producers of America's Got Talent, and they invited him to audition. He was both excited and nervous. After all, he had never imagined performing on such a big stage. On May 27, 2 years after his video blew up on the internet, he stood in front of judges Simon Cowell, Sofia Vergara, Heidi Klum, and Howie Mandel. Fame had found Richard, but his journey was far from over, turning a janitor into a national phenomenon. His performance was incredible. The audience gave him a standing ovation, and the judges were amazed by his powerful voice and humble background. Heidi Klum, deeply touched by his story, pressed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti rained down as he stood on stage, surrounded by cheers, his dream finally becoming a reality. This moment launched him directly to the live shows, skipping the early rounds of the competition. From being a janitor with a passion for singing, he had now become a celebrated performer on a national stage. He was overwhelmed with joy, struggling to believe what had just happened. From that moment on, his life changed in ways he never could have imagined. As he prepared for the live shows, people across the country started following his journey. But his story wasn't just about his incredible singing. It was also a story of hope, persistence, and never giving up on your dreams, no matter the odds. He proved that dreams can come true, even for someone who had spent over 20 years working as a janitor in a small town. Back in his hometown of Terre Haute, excitement was building. The community held watch parties and voted for him during the live shows, coming together to support their local hero. They were proud of him not just for his talent, but for showing that hard work and determination could lead to amazing things. As the live shows got closer, he felt a mix of excitement and nerves. He knew this was his big chance. He didn't want to let anyone down. But win or lose, he knew that his future looked bright. The music industry was taking notice, and he was getting offers to perform and record. Through all of this, he remained humble. He stayed true to his roots and wanted to keep inspiring others, especially his students. He imagined a future where he could balance his growing music career with his job at Chanty Rose. He didn't just want to be known as a famous singer. He wanted to be remembered as someone who chased his dreams while also giving back to his community. In interviews, he often talked about hope and persistence, encouraging people to put down their phones, connect with their loved ones, and follow their passions. His story was a reminder that amazing things can happen to anyone, at any time. But here's the thing. It wasn't just about fame for him. Whether you were a janitor, teacher, or student, he believed everyone had the potential to achieve their dreams. His rise from a singing janitor to a national star wasn't only about becoming famous. It was about the power of music, the strength of community, and the importance of never giving up on what you love. Standing on the AGT stage, surrounded by applause and golden confetti, he knew this was only the beginning. There were still so many songs to sing and so many people to inspire. He had shown that no matter where you start, the best is always yet to come. But his golden buzzer moment on America's Got Talent in 2024 wasn't even the most surprising part. Winning AGT wasn't just about winning a competition. It was the start of an exciting and unexpected new chapter in his life. The weeks after the AGT finale were a whirlwind for him. After spending more than 20 years as a school janitor, he suddenly found himself in the spotlight. Fans recognized him everywhere he went, asking for his autograph. Kids who had seen him on the show called out his name, and people from all over the country sent him messages of praise. He, who used to be a quiet man from Terre Haute, Indiana, had become a familiar face to people all across the country. It was exciting, but also a big change for him. One of the first things he did after his big win was return to Chantey Rose Middle School, where he had worked for so many years. His co-workers and students threw him a surprise party in the gym, decorating it with banners and balloons. When he walked in, the crowd cheered, shouting, "Mr. Richard!" The support and love from this community meant the world to him. This was where it all started, and these were the people who had believed in him from the beginning. He gave a heartfelt speech, thanking everyone for their support and sharing how much it meant to him. He reminded them all that no matter where you start, dreams can come true. But that wasn't the only thing on his mind. Despite his deep connection to the school and its students, new opportunities were opening up for him. After his AGT win, offers poured in from record labels, concert organizers, and even filmmakers who wanted to work with him. They didn't just see him as a great singer, they saw a star with a story worth sharing. He realized this was his chance to pursue the music career he had always dreamed of. Soon after, he signed a contract with a big record label. They loved his style, a mix of classic rock and soulful melodies, and were eager to help him make an album that showed off his voice. The album, called Believe Again, had new songs as well as covers of old classics that had inspired him growing up. For him, this album was more than just music. It was the dream he had carried with him since childhood, when he would sing along to his Radio Shack stereo. The process of recording the album was new and exciting for him. He spent weeks in a state-of-the-art studio in Los Angeles, working with top producers and musicians. At first, the glamorous Hollywood lifestyle felt a little strange to him, but once he stepped into the recording booth, he felt at home. The studio became his special place, where he could focus completely on each song. But the recording process wasn't the most exciting thing happening at that time. While he was busy in the studio, the buzz around his upcoming album was growing fast. His fan base was getting bigger every day. Even though his team handled most of his social media, he made sure to connect with his fans personally. He often shared behind-the-scenes videos from the studio, letting his supporters see the transformation from janitor to music artist firsthand. It made his fans feel like they were a part of his journey from the school hallways to the bright lights of the music world. One of his most exciting moments happened when he got the chance to perform at some of the biggest stages in the country. His first major concert took place at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee. This famous venue had been home to many legendary musicians over the years. Stepping onto that stage felt almost unreal to him. As he looked out at the crowd filling the seats, he felt overwhelmed by how far he had come. The show was a huge success. He performed a mix of new songs and old favorites that had helped define his career, like the hit "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. After each song, the crowd cheered loudly, and when he took his final bow, the applause seemed to go on forever. He was deeply moved, realizing that his dreams were finally coming true. But that wasn't the end of the excitement. After this big moment, he went on a tour across the country, performing from Los Angeles to New York City. Crowds packed into venues to see the singing janitor who had won their hearts on America's Got Talent. Each night, standing in front of thousands of people, reminded him of just how lucky he was. But he never let it go to his head. He stayed grounded and often visited his hometown during breaks, keeping close ties with his community and finding ways to give back. Do we truly value hidden talents around us, or only when fame finds them? Share in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.